Hey, what's up guys? Jack and Matt here with the Toasty Bros. And hey, that title was not clickbait. You will be able to build this PC for $300 and play it 1080p.
We got the legendary Optiplex back, but no, it's not 2nd gen, no, it's not 3rd gen. We have 4th gen i7 power here to go with this 1050 Ti, which we definitely gotta talk about here. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Lexar and their new Aries DDR4 and DDR5 memory. First, the DDR4 memory comes packed with speeds up to 4,000 megahertz and capacities of up to 16 gigabytes, while also including some beautiful RGB and an all-white design, making it great for any gaming PC build. The DDR5 kit also rocks fast speeds of up to 5200 megahertz and comes in a sleek all-black design and capacities of up to 32 gigabytes. Check the link down below to learn more about Lexar and all the memory products they offer, and special thanks again to them for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get into the video, shall we?
So it's been quite a while since we've really hammered these Optiplex videos. This definitely used to be one of our favorite things to do because you can pick up a 2nd, 3rd, 4th gen and even higher Dell Optiplex that typically don't have a lot of proprietary parts in them. So a lot of times you can even case swap these if you have a little bit of wit to you. And on top of that, you can add any graphics card that does not require external power with no modifications. And if you do want to add one that needs external power, you can just buy a simple $6 adapter.
So what we're gonna go ahead and do is talk about this Optiplex and how you could potentially save some more money if you wanted to buy one on your own. And also this graphics card that AFOX sent over, a new GPU manufacturer that's been on our shelf for a little bit, and we really wanted to put it in Optiplex because it's a 1050 Ti. Of course we gotta use it in Optiplex.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this right here is a Dell Optiplex 7020. This is an MT, which means mid-tower. This is the biggest they typically came. Keep in mind, if you want to do this exact same build, get like a normal 1050 Ti like this, not a low profile one, you have to go with this system. A small form factor or DT will not work because they're basically half the thickness of this computer here. We got some really good specs for the price. You can buy these things as bare bones as you want, where they have like no CPU, they just have a power supply case and motherboard, or you can get them fully decked out. And I think the deal we got for this one fully decked out was worth it because we not only have to put no labor into it, but supposedly we already have Windows 10 Pro like ready to go and activated. We have an SSD, we have dual channel RAM, we have an amazing 4-core 8-thread i7. So to go over the actual specs, we have an i7-4770 4-core 8-thread, you know, kind of like a similar idea to like the i3-10100, but the 10100 would still be better than this. We have 2 sticks of Micron at 4 gigs a piece, so we have 8 gigs total in dual channel. We have a, looks like 250 gig Samsung Evo SSD, so that's actually a pretty cool deal there. You might not be guaranteed to get one of those, but yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty good on it. Actually looks like it's pretty well cleaned out. There's not a lot of dust. We'll probably still take off the cooler and replace the thermal paste just for fun, but more than likely the system's already been gone through and ready to go. And the crazy part is, I think we paid a little over $100, like $120 to $150 for this actual build in its entirety, working, ready to go. And all we have to do is just slap in a graphics card. I mean, how much more easy does it get than that to be able to play 1080p games?
So let's talk about that graphics card. We have this good old AFOX 1050 Ti. Now, AFOX is nice to send this thing over, and it's been on our shelf for a while because, well, again, it's a 1050 Ti. They really only make sense in super budget builds, and this is like the one company that I know that's still making new 1050 Ti's, and as you can see, no external power required, so this would be absolutely perfect for this build. That's really the easiest way to get this up and running, is getting a card that does not require that external 6-pin or 8-pin power, or more than that if you go super high end. But you can adapt from SATA to a 6-pin if you absolutely have to, but I really don't recommend getting a super high-end card. But yeah, it's a 2-fan card, AFOX. It honestly, I'll be totally honest with you guys, it kind of looks like one of those like scam card like OEM like coolers, but really those scam cards actually use like the same probably manufacturer for their coolers. They're just basic coolers, nothing too crazy, but AFOX has mentioned to me that they want to come to the US and have affordable graphics cards, and this is kind of their first take to get their name out there. So, you know, there are some videos out there of people actually looking at these things and they perform like 1050 Ti. So they are legit cards, and just kind of keep AFOX in mind in the future if they do come to the market. What we're gonna go ahead and do is just show you guys how you install this graphics card, because really all we need to do is install the graphics card and probably swap the thermal paste, but I guess you could do that after the fact if you really wanted to. We're gonna go ahead and lay this computer down. All you have to do is, you see this little blue tab right here, push that in and it's gonna pop out. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is install this GPU into the blue slot right here, which would be the 16X slot. And be careful, sometimes these other ones like to come with it, so just be sure to leave those. You can always put them back if it happens, just like it happened for me. They all just exploded everywhere. Now, once you have these 2 covers out, all you have to do is install the graphics card. Again, putting it in the top blue X16 slot, make sure the slot lines up, and then we're just gonna push down. and it should click in. As you can see, it lines up perfectly just like these do. So all we have to do is push this down, and that graphics card is nice and secure. And if you really didn't want to change out the thermal paste, it would be ready to go. All you would have to do is be sure you plug in your HDMI to this graphics card and not this now if you were using this normal computer, because the graphics card is gonna have the video out now, and then you really would be good to go. So you wanna change thermal paste, or are we just gonna
do it?
Thermal paste? Thermal paste.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have never changed out thermal paste before, it's definitely one of the easiest things to do, especially on something like this, because you don't have a liquid cooler, you don't have a fancy air cooler, you just got this nice little hunk of aluminum. So basically we're just gonna kind of do like some opposing corners here. The reason we don't want to just do like one at a time and not opposing is you just don't want all that pressure on just one side of the CPU. Actually, it doesn't look, no, that's been reapplied at some point recently.
It's not that old.
Definitely not like the
camera looks rough.
It's not always a bad thing if it doesn't look like you have a lot of thermal paste. It just might mean that you're making really good contact.
It looks legit.
Yep, we're looking at
this is the 4790.
I said at the beginning of the video, like doubting myself, and it probably wasn't supposed to be that, but it's just like how we do PCBros.tech. It's like a free upgrade, so why disclose it, you know? They're getting something better than what they paid for. So yeah, we do have a 4790. Basically, if you're wondering the difference, between all these older i5s, i7s, we're basically just going to have a slightly higher frequency, maybe a slightly higher base clock, slightly higher boost frequency. Good for us though. I mean, I think this is probably like one of the best Fortune i7s you can get before you go to like a K or like Extreme or something like that. Tighten down the first one a little bit, tighten down the second one a little bit, and then we're just gonna do the same thing for screws 2 and 4, and then we're just gonna go through and crank them all the way down one at a time.
If you have Windows installed, obviously you're good to go. You'll just boot into Windows, install your games, and you have a working computer. If you have to install Windows, obviously get a Windows USB. Again, you can buy that from PCBros.tech if you want to.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be really ready to go from there. Windows installed drivers and such. But yeah, why don't we just get ready to go and play some games?
Go.
Go. All right, guys, we are now in good old Fortnite on performance mode. Let's go to the settings real quick. 1080p. We got medium view distance, medium meshes. All the HD stuff is turned off, and we're on performance mode, as I mentioned. Unlimited FPS. So we're going to go ahead and drop in real quick. I'm expecting at least 60 plus FPS, maybe into the 100. So it could be a good option for a 144 hertz monitor. Let's dive in and get some kills. Now, performance mode ain't perfect. I mean, look at that. The textures are struggling to load in, but in its name, it's designed for performance. So we're really gonna sacrifice whatever we can to get that performance. I mean, look at that. At times we're getting 200 FPS, 150 plus. Can't find anybody yet. Oh, the lightsaber. I really wanna kill somebody with the lightsaber. Oh, lightsaber duel! Ah! Oh, I just got destroyed by this guy with the lightsaber. Oh my God. Star Wars.
May the 4th.
Yeah, that was really bad, but the performance was definitely there in Fortnite. Of course it's gonna be there in Fortnite. Let's go to the next game.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now playing CSGO, which is a very new game. Not
Very
really.
brand new.
But we're on full screen, 1080p, high settings is basically pretty much what any computer nowadays is probably gonna default to. It's kind of a weird game because sometimes it's like harder to run than you would think it would for how old it is, because they are releasing new updates all the time for it still, surprisingly. Not having like any major stutters or anything, so we're definitely looking good. Definitely looking like we could turn the settings up more if there was more to turn up. That was a greasy headshot, fam. Time to 1D.
He always has to 1D.
Honestly, this is the better Valorant. Where are these guys? Oh. Please don't be bot Ted, please.
Oh!
To end the game, it wasn't bot Ted, but it was the other real player that absolutely one-tapped me, so.
Beautiful.
What are you gonna do?
CSGO, runs great. Let's test one more game. All right, the last game we're gonna be testing is Shadow of the Tomb Raider using the medium preset built-in benchmark. One thing we're gonna do is compare this $300 PC to an $800 PC that we did in the Best Buy versus Walmart challenge, because we have the benchmark footage for it. And we ran medium settings 1080p, and we just kind of see what the difference is. In terms of price performance, spending $800 for a custom built PC or $300 for this upgraded Optiplex, is there a massive difference? Well, we'll see what the numbers show.
It's going up.
It's getting there. Climb.
So it looks like it's probably gonna be like maybe 40? Okay, the only way this thing's gonna get a 40 average is if those other two scenes. I know that one where it's like the mountain.
It gets really high,
yeah.
And then once it gets back.
I feel like one of us is gonna be right, either 40 or 38.
Should be like 10.
39.
39.
But if it holds 38 and we've hit like 60.
40!
40, let's go.
It did
Matt
40.
Matt owes me 40 cents.
40 cents, but yeah, look.
All right, so what's our comparison?
So the other system that we had with the 1650 and, no, you had a 6500 XT with the i3-10100
Yep.
got a average of 79 FPS. My system with the 1650 and 12100 got 65. So in terms of FPS for the dollar, I mean, this definitely has better value for money because we're not getting double the performance by spending more than double the price of this PC for 300 bucks. So it's not super playable at 60, but I mean, technically low settings, I bet you'd probably get an average about 50, give or take, and that's still playable if you really want to play a game. So yeah, little Optiplex still performs very well. Let's wrap this video up real quick.
We had a lot of fun building, not really building, we just had to throw in a graphics card, put some new thermal paste on, and yeah, $300 in after tax and everything's pretty insane for a build like this. And obviously there's all kinds of modifications. You can go higher, lower. Also check out our other video where we did a full Dell modded Optiplex and we did like a clear side panel. We painted the whole thing. A lot of options with these old systems and there's not really much to lose. I mean, you dent it, you drop it, it's like whatever, you know, it's so cheap. We also compared it to our $800 builds that honestly did not perform double as good as this PC, and they were more than double the price. So it just goes to show that price to performance with something like this, it is very hard to beat.
And if you stay tuned to the channel, we're going to have one of the slimmer Optiplexes, the small form factor ones, where we're going to slap in a new graphics card that you can get that is low profile. I'm not going to spoil anything, but stay subscribed for that one. But if you want to pick up any of the parts from today's video, links in the description down below will be affiliates and it will help us out. Let us know if there's any other Optiplex or Office PC upgrade videos you want to see in the comment section down below.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros, and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
And hey, at our PC selling business, we have lots of Optiplexes just like this with all different kinds of specs, and we also have really high-end systems as well.
So if this is not your cup of tea and you want a full-fledged awesome gaming PC, check out PCBros.tech. We've got gaming laptops, and you can save 2% by using code ToastyBros2 on checkout. Link down below. See you guys later.
Peace
Goodbye.
out.